All right, let's get into it. Oh, this is take 2. You guys have no idea. This is episode 580 of the Soul Not For Sale podcast. We're with Bill Maher and John Mellencamp. And I have the wife here with me.
Hello.
The infamous hand. And what's happening in this clip is, what the main focus is Bill Maher's concept of what the deep state is. It's so off to me. So off. So he almost, it's like he minimalizes it so much. Like he doesn't even believe there's like a real deep state. And I'm gonna let the clip speak for itself. But then the wife and I are gonna give you a prime example of what the deep state actually is. Because Bill Maher's definition of it is so frustrating to me. No idea. It's just, whenever I hear him say this stuff, it's just ridiculous. So the conversation you're about to hear is basically they were having a conversation about a race. And, you know, Mellencamp is trying to speak on behalf of black people, which good luck. And Bill Maher is trying to also kind of speak on behalf of black people, telling Mellencamp that, you know, they're not in such a bad place. Things have improved dramatically since slavery and Jim Crow. And Mellencamp's kind of arguing that it's not gotten that good. Now, that's aside from the point. I think Mellencamp is wrong, obviously. Like, you know, we're doing much better since then, I would think. And maybe I'm wrong. And basically, they get into a talk of trusting the government. And then Mellencamp is on the side of not trusting the government. And Bill Maher is going to give you the clip that I did this whole episode for. Because as soon as he said it, I was like, I have to cover this. This is just, it's just, I don't want anybody else to have this concept of the deep state. We can't have that. You have to understand what the deep state is, how deep it actually is, and how much control these people actually have. But before I bring you that clip, I have to bring you to the store. I am CoachColin.com, where you can get all your Soul Not For Sale clothing. We have first the newest design, We the People, where somebody is telling us you will own nothing and be happy, and we the people are giving them the one finger salute they so desperately need. We also have the man, the myth, the legend, the shot heard round the world, the mugshot that only made this man more powerful, more popular, and more liked by everyone in America and abroad. And we have the certified pure blood shirt for those of you that survived the pandemic unscathed and untainted. Good job. But over the next 12 months, stay strong. You will be tested again. And we have the Public Enemy #1 shirt. Google the World Economic Forum, Google Agenda 2030, and you will understand quickly why this gentleman is Public Enemy #1 in my books. All of that's available on IamCoachColin.com. And if you want 10% off, all you have to do is put in the discount code IamCoachColin. That's all capital letters. That's all one word. There's one L in the name Colin, and that gets you 10% off. And if you've done that with us already, thank you so much. Your support means the world to us. Now let's get into this clip.
The last couple of years, specifically of a incident of racism that you saw, like on tour or something, that is in this.
I have a 29-year-old son. One of his best friends was black. Right? They went somewhere in Los Angeles. The guy got in an argument with this little skinny black kid. Waited for him to walk outside of the bar and ran him over and killed him. How much more of a fucking example do you want?
I mean, yeah. Look, I'm not denying that things like that happen in this country.
But I'm just saying it's not any better. I mean, you may.
Well, that's what we're arguing about. I think
we're not arguing about anything. We're having a discussion.
Well, we're disagreeing.
No.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay to disagree.
You say it in one of your songs.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Right.
I wrote a song that I never recorded because I felt it was wrong, but it was called From the Fucking Cotton Fields to the Plague Fields.
Yeah.
So my point is that, yeah, so what?
I would say that
us white people love to have black people entertain us.
I would say that the playing fields are a lot better than the cotton fields. That's what I would say about that. Maybe I'm crazy, John, but it seems like making no money as a slave picking cotton was not as good as playing left field for the Yankees. I mean, I'm sure there were reasons why.
Listen,
Dave Winfield has some beefs against Steinbrenner. I'm sure.
No doubt, there is 1 or 2% of black people in America who have a better life.
Oh, stop. That's what you think? 1 or 2%?
Okay, let's say 10%. I'm just pulling a number out of my ass.
It is. That's where it belongs.
Hey, I just pulled a number out of my ass.
I know, but I'm telling you, that's just not true. But,
Well, okay, well.
I mean,
listen.
We do have statistics.
Talk to my son. He'll tell you.
Well, he saw one very horrific incident. Maybe that has colored his thinking.
What do you think? That's the only incident that happens?
Of course not. And it isn't. Again, the FBI has data on hate crimes.
The FBI?
Oh, they're in on it?
No, they're not in on it. But it's like the government. You trust the government? I don't trust those fucking people. I'm willing to throw them.
No, I've been often a skeptic of lots of things about the government. But do I think the FBI is making up hate crime statistics? No. Do I think they're exactly as they present them? No, I don't, because...
Okay, if they're not making them up and they're not presenting them honestly, what do you
It's somewhere in the middle. For example, they found out like a year ago that the coroners were kind of in cahoots with the cops on reporting deaths when police kill somebody.
I believe it.
Right. So there's what I'm saying. I'm acknowledging it's not exactly the data that they're always giving us. And it was infused with that would-be systemic racism. I'm saying we have moved on from that, not completely, and the FBI is not the cops. So when the FBI compiles data on hate crimes, I'm like, yeah, this might be roughly where it is. I don't think it's crazy off. I think I think there's mostly FBI people are squares, and there's plenty of people of color in the FBI. Now, they've also had complaints about racism in the FBI.
Plenty of.
Yes, as there is everywhere.
Plenty of cops.
And they're valid.
Plenty of guys, plenty of black people are ahead of police departments across the United States, and we're going to have to disagree on this, Bill.
Yeah, and we can.
Yeah, I just.
You think I'm going to throw you out?
No, I just think
no,
that I just think that being open-minded about what's really going on in the streets, as we said here.
Oh, I'm open-minded. Are you?
Do you really think our government has improved since they killed Kennedy? Do you really think that?
Well, that's such a broad.
That Oswald killed Kennedy? You think so?
Wait. That's such a broad question. Our government has improved. What parts of it?
Any of it.
Any of it.
Any of it.
No, it's pretty politically. We have gone downhill.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean people's lives are worse, because culture is a different thing, and America has moved on a lot culturally, which includes race, gender, homosexuality. I mean, homosexual marriage, gay marriage, was on the ballot in 35 states up until about 2014. It failed in every one. And then the Supreme Court said it was the law of the land. You don't see that is progress. You don't see that things are different. It's not perfect, but we made it.
Here's my answer to that.
I mean, you're so cynical.
I
can't believe I'm saying that.
Here's my answer to that. It's about fucking time.
Okay, well, great. We'll elect you the timekeeper then. Of course it's about fucking time. Everybody's late on everything. As Joe Friday used to say on Dragnet, we're recruiting from the human race. Yes, we're all schmucks and we're all late. Obama was late on gay marriage. Kennedy was late on civil rights. Lincoln was late on slavery. Everybody's always late. Biden's late now on pot. Everybody's fucking late.
Hold on for a second. I, unlike you, do not believe a fucking single word that comes out of any of that. I just don't believe it.
You don't believe gay marriage was illegal and then became legal?
No, I believe that.
Okay.
But I don't believe anything that the government reports.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Like the unemployment figures? That's what Trump says.
Maybe.
Trump, when he ran the first time, I mean, it's Trump, so you have to like just use it for comic effect. But like the unemployment rate, they're saying it's 4%. It could be as high as 35%, 40%. That's pulled it right out of his ass.
That's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying? What do you think the unemployment rate is?
I have no fucking idea, but
you think it's wrong what they were telling us?
Whatever it is, it's probably
you don't
a
trust
lie.
that?
I don't trust the government.
I do. See,
you trust the government?
I trust the people who work in the deep state. I trust these fucking bureaucrats. Yes, I do. The people with stale pizza on their desk and cold coffee who just do the job of making sure that your life is as cushy as it fucking is, and most people's lives are, because a lot of nameless, faceless people doing boring jobs do things like, yes, compile data on unemployment. I do. I trust those stats generally.
And so I suppose you trust science also, right?
It depends on what science you're talking about.
Bill.
That is the conversation. That's his definition of the deep state. I wanted to let that whole clip play out because it's great to see two people who disagree still have a conversation. I think that's becoming lost amongst young people. They're able to like have like a serious disagreement, but they're still staying with each other, and they don't even really seem angry at each other as they're doing it, you know? Yeah, it's really good to see. And that's the whole conversation. It's an hour of that. They just disagree like so intensely, and then it's like, yeah, but I love you. No, yeah, you're great. Like, it's just that the whole time. It's like a whole cycle of that over and over again. Yeah. They butt heads and then go back, and butt heads and go back.
I would love hearing like two old white men talk about.
Oh shit, your mic. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, I always love like seeing two old white men disagreeing about the state of black people's lives with zero evidence from either of them to back up their theories.
They're like, it's fine.
It's literally just about the couple black people they know.
Yeah, he's like, my son has a friend.
Yeah.
And Bill's like, I dated a girl once.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But you know, it's good. It's good. You know, whenever you're trying to be an ally.
Yeah.
An ally as they call it, you know. But whatever. But I just wanted to play that part just to give some context of why they're talking about the government, you know?
Yeah.
But that's his definition of the deep state.
That doesn't make sense at all.
It annoys me.
Yeah, he's equating the deep state just to basic government workers.
Yeah. And that's not what the deep state is. That is not when Trump is the first sitting president, I think, to ever say the phrase deep, like to bring up the deep state. And talk about having to combat them. He's the first one to really do it. But the deep state is the intelligence departments of the world, in my opinion. The national security, the deep state is the people who stay past the lifetime of a president and are always there and do not get elected in or out and stay for decades and decades and make sure things run the way they need to or the way they see fit. That's what I classify as the deep state. It's not people who process the passports. It's not the deep state. If anything, you can consider people like that the front lines, because the deep state would be who's behind everything.
Yeah.
The people who process passports and are making sure that your files come through and they're saying, hey, you have to fill this part out. Those people are like the front lines. They're dealing with the public. The people of the deep state, I don't know if they ever have to interact with the public.
No, probably not.
I wouldn't see that. You think like the director of FBI has to like interact with public? I don't really think so.
I really even think the director of the FBI, I wouldn't consider that deep state.
Well, yeah. I mean,
because that's like a public law enforcement agency.
Yeah, I actually meant to say the director of the CIA.
Yeah.
Like, because why would he ever have to interact? Like, maybe a grocery store? Maybe? If he doesn't even already have that handled by agents?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't see those people dealing with the public at all, especially not within their job.
Yeah.
Like having to answer to any public person ever.
Like I always figure if somebody, like if they have the power to make a decision that will actually change something in the organization, then they might be deep state.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you can't make a decision on things that will change something, you're not deep state.
Yeah. 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 That's
doesn't
a good
make any
classification too. Like also maybe something that you do or something that you want done. Or you're going to the president about things.
Yeah.
That would be deep state. Like you're letting him know these are your options. Like that's a very deep state thing.
Yeah.
Like these are the 3 things you're allowed to do. Here you go.
1, 2, 3. Pick an option.
And that's what you were saying. You were actually saying that's a technique with kids.
It is.
You give kids an option. You say you can do this or do this, and they pick.
Yeah.
So that's what some people do.
Because it's an illusion of control.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
And that's what they do with the public too, all the time. That's why there's 2 political parties.
Yes, exactly.
Because they want you to think you have control.
Yeah. Yeah. True. See, that's why I married her. She does that with me too. She's like, you want potatoes or you want broccoli?
I do that.
And I'm like, potatoes. I run this house. I run things. I get potatoes when I want potatoes. All right. But let's get into actual definition of the deep state. This gentleman, say his name. I'm going to mess it up.
We were joking about it too much. It's Lyman Lemnitzer.
Yes. This is a perfect example of what the deep state is.
Yeah.
Can you go into the information you have on this gentleman?
For sure. So he was a 4-star general for 14 years around the time of JFK. And he served as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under JFK, which is the highest ranking military officer in the U.S., and was the principal military advisor to the President, National Security Council, Homeland Security Council, and Secretary of Defense. So basically top dog in the military, period. He actually signed the proposal for Operation Northwoods. And a few months after the proposal was rejected by JFK, Lemnitzer was denied another term as chairman, but he still remained a general, so he's still around. So he's kind of an interesting guy. And one of the kind of funny, quirky things he did was, instead of the semi-automatic pistol that was regulation for him to carry, he walked around with an M16 rifle strapped to his back.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So no little like holster for him, just like a full-out rifle.
No.
Walking around.
Jeez.
Yeah. So he went on to take a high-up position in NATO, and he's the only former chairman to hold another U.S. military command after his term of chairman ended, rather than just retiring. So he didn't want to let it go.
Couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
Probably was needed by many people.
Yeah. And then later on in 1975, President Gerald Ford appointed Lemnitzer to the Commission on CIA Activities within the United States.
Hold on. Can we go back? Can we go back to when the whole thing with JFK happened?
Yeah.
He was denied.
Yep.
He wanted to do the operation.
Yeah, he wanted to do Operation Northwoods. JFK said no.
And then later JFK died.
JFK died.
And
then
he was denied another term. Is that how you put it?
Yes.
And then JFK was assassinated.
Yep.
And then he got reinstated. No? Did he get hired
not
again?
Quite. So Gerald Ford, this is what I'm saying now.
Okay.
Appointed him to investigate JFK's death.
Wow. So he got to investigate how that gentleman passed away.
Yes. Basically, if your boss fires you because they didn't like a project proposal you made, then you're all disgruntled, and then that guy dies, and then the new guy brings you back to investigate that guy's death. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And this is the gentleman on the screen, just in case anybody's wondering. This is him himself.
Yeah, this guy's crazy. If anybody watches Game of Thrones, it reminds me of Tywin Lannister.
That's exactly.
Even the name.
The name and his appearance.
Yes. It's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if that character was based on this guy.
Right.
Because he was like a war mastermind.
Yeah. I'm only moving up some more so you can see how decorated he is. That's crazy. Look at all that.
Yeah.
All that. All those decorations he has. Each one is a thing that's happened and that he's done.
Yes. Whew. Yeah, but this guy is definition of deep state.
Definition.
Because he stays around president to president.
No matter what.
Making the shots, directing all of those councils.
Yeah. And then the thing I really wanted to show everybody that we missed last time we showed this guy was this. Let me bring this up real quick. Where's his hand? Oh, I gotta move it over here. Boom. If you don't know what symbol that is, That is the compass in the square with a G in the middle. That is the Freemason symbol right there. Right there on his ring.
That's crazy.
High level Mason. On top of everything. Like, wow. Just wow.
Yeah. So he's connected to everything.
Everything. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's guys like this who you don't know the name of them.
Yes.
That are controlling the country and the world.
Yes. 100%. Like, that gentleman is definitely the deep state. Like, that is what you classify as the deep state.
Yeah.
Right there. My opinion.
Like, these ones are like the puppeteers.
Yeah.
Like, they bring in the president as like frontmen to uphold the Constitution.
Yeah.
And then they actually do everything in the background.
They make sure to. They have to.
Yeah.
They're appointed, in a sense. And they just run everything. Just in case you guys didn't understand why I was bringing that up. Basically, what's on his ring is this. This is what's on his ring. I wish I could do a side-by-side, but... Can I do a side-by-side? Let's see if I can do a side-by-side.
I wonder how many high-level Masons are in the government like that. Probably so many.
Yeah, I would imagine tons, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I would imagine there'd be tons. Let's see if I can get that ring in there. Let's move this side-by-side. There we go. There we go. Even the same color scheme. There we go. Let's make this a little smaller so you can see. So that's what's on his ring. Bang. True deep state. That is the deep state. This gentleman does not process passports.
No. No.
He does not process passports. He does not kiss babies. He does not talk at rallies. None of that.
Yeah, nobody really knows who he is.
No.
He's just in the background running everything.
Yeah, and after, I believe, after he was dismissed by JFK, he was he... It says that he was working in was it the Rockefeller Commission?
Yeah, so the group that was put together to investigate the CIA's involvement in JFK's death was called the Rockefeller Commission.
Oh man. Oh man. RFK Jr. is pissed for sure.
Yeah.
Because he's like a real history buff. He probably knows about all that.
Probably.
And he's probably like, that's nonsense. Because he talks about the connections all the time.
Yeah, it's such a conflict of interest.
Yeah, definitely. So I just wanted to, that's what the deep state is. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, but every time I hear Bill Maher go off on some amazing, it's okay to trust the deep state rant, I'm just like, whatever. Okay.
I don't think he really knows what it means.
I feel
like he uses it like a buzzword.
Yeah.
Or to deflect either Google searches, or like I don't know, like I'm just picture him being like almost like a government pawn.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
To be like, oh, the deep state's just the people doing the passports.
Yeah, right? Because that's a very interesting notion to have, especially someone who has been talking about politics almost as long as we've been alive.
Yeah.
Almost. Probably just about. He's been doing it forever. He's always been this person that focuses on politics. Since he's been like a comedian working clubs, it's always been that. And to not know what the deep state is, to not understand that concept, to not understand that there's people behind the president and there's things working, is just very odd.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Very odd. That's like calling me, like, because in Hollywood there's a deep state, right? Like when I was working in film and television, and I was working as set design or grip or locations, taking out garbage and stuff, that would be like me being a part of like the Hollywood elite. It's like, no.
Yeah.
It's the people who never come to the movie sets, who just sign a thing and like make people's lives for forever.
Yeah.
Like those people are in control, It's just weird. Very odd. But that's it. That's all I wanted to do. Thank you for coming on, honey.
Yeah, love it.
I just needed her to read that for me. If you haven't liked the video already, like the video. It's down there somewhere. It's been up here. You know it has. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. It helps us so much. You have no idea. We're making 1 to 3 videos a day, and I don't know who else is doing that. All right? Other than that, we're out.
Bye.